We're alive on multiple platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cafecito time. It's Friday, so we're kind of on the late show this morning.
Listen, this podcast is brought to you by.
Chingo Bling, Red Pill Blend, Cafecito. It's actually available on my website, especially on chingothemerch.com.
Go get you some. Shout out to
Get you
my
some.
y'all. Look at this cup.
Get you some. Get you some. Get
Get
you
you,
get
get
you
you,
get
get
you
you some.
some. Get
Get
you
you some.
some. Get you
Ooh,
some.
it's
Get you
kind of
get you
early. I
get you
haven't had
some.
my whole coffee yet, but wait a second.
Do we got to play some New Orleans bounce music for you?
Hey, and
Shout out to producer Juan Perez in the building, man. He's behind the scenes adjusting multiple angles, multiple cell phone
I just
cameras.
want y'all to know we have about 3 phones and 1 camera.
It's like we got 2 Kevin Gates in here.
Wow.
We got like
I don't know
four
what's going on over there.
4 cameras, but a lot to talk about today. I am on tour. My next stop is Ontario, California. Man, pull up. All my people on the West Coast. Ontario always shows up, always shows love. We actually have Martin Rizzo and Darren Carter on that show, and a very special guest. So y'all do not musical guest. I'm gonna give y'all some more hints. So I'll see you guys, man. Pull up on your boy Ontario. All the tour dates on the website, chingobling.com. Oh yeah, Austin, August 20th, Austin, Texas, Cap City. What? Pull up on your boy.
Also, real quick
Chingo de
to,
comerciales.
to the
Also,
person that DM'd me and asked she wanted to know, it was a private profile with no picture, and it was like something,
troll,
and then
a bot.
and then a bunch of numbers.
With zero pose,
Zero
private.
posts,
What
and they
ask,
wanted
boo?
to know, why am I always in pajamas when I do cafecito time?
Like
Why don't you
Trick?
wear some real clothes?
Like it's 8 in the morning, Trick.
Because I'm legit having my coffee with y'all. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, legit, when it's called cafecito time, it is because it's cafecito time.
I'm
right?
gonna assume this person is raza, pinche raza, boy.
So
They don't consider what goes into trying to just do a little live stream for the people, man. Look at all these beautiful comments on YouTube, man. Pull up.
so I just wanted to get that out the way.
Yeah, man. Look, it's Friday. My wife will be at the Hive Boutique all day long. Aren't you dropping a Her Lounge podcast for the Patronas?
Patronas get one today.
That's
yeah.
only for the Patronas, so you got to be on the Patreon.
And on the 15th, we have our mixer.
And y'all got a mixer where?
On our it's online. Yeah.
Okay, well, look, Sunday, I believe I'm gonna do a Zoom call with the captains, the capitanes of the TIA, the Tamal Intelligence Agency. Stand back, stand by. Really, that comment was for Supermex Rodriguez. He's a captain, but he don't ever pull up on the Zoom chats. But that's neither here nor there. Say it again. Yeah, man, hit up Juan the locksmith. And he's gonna get you situated with the Zoom call. Right now, tentatively Sunday night. That's what we're gonna do this weekend. But I was in the studio late last night. My vieja let me out the house. So yeah, I knocked out
this
a verse.
Boy act like he gotta ask for permission for stuff.
Hey, I'm grown. I'm married. Wife, kids, family. That comes first. And
well, I appreciate that.
That comes first, and you want to make sure you have her blessing while you're out there trying to rap and keep up with these youngsters.
What have you said? While you're out there trying to cheat? What have you said?
What? Shit, cheat on my diet, throw away them food receipts. I
know. I got home and I said, "Whose fried fish is this, y'all?
Who's fried rice?"
Hey, it's funny because we don't eat out during the week, so everything is from home, right? And so I was hungry last night because I hadn't eaten. I was getting stuff ready. Went from doctor's appointments to went back to the studio. Juan was helping me out, and you know what I'm saying? A lot was happening. I was tagging because I got new merch at the store dropping today. So anyway, I come home and
her
I'm
apparel.
Like, not a perm.
Okay, go ahead.
So anyway, I'm hungry. And I'm like, man, I don't feel like having chicken salad again. I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to eat. I'm just going to have yogurt. And I guess some, what do you call it? Cottage cheese. And I was like, I guess that's what I'll have, And I said, what is this food here? And then I text you, I said, whose fried catfish is this?
Who the hell brought
fried rice? And I was like, what is this? And you're like, you can have it, boo. And I was like, Well, you didn't answer the question. Now, why is it even in the fridge?
You don't remember? After Concrete show, we all went to this marisco spot. Yeah.
Oh,
See, man. Come on, man. I'm learning how to juggle and balance the creative process with family life and home life and kids and all this type of stuff. And somebody asked, what was the creative process behind my first rap album? My first actual album was called Tamale Kingpin, and I consider that the first official one because it was, had distribution. It was actually in stores. I wasn't having to run around doing consignment, which I should have. I should have kept doing that. That's a long story because I got robbed by the distributor. But the first album was called Tamale Kingpin. Everything before that was all mixtapes. And I told this story the other day, how on the back of that CD, the back artwork, it's like me in the Tamal Trap House, which was really like our studio house, right? And the picture, it's like you just see me kind of like looking paranoid, and you got the pots on there. It was, typical rap album with the pots and stuff and stoves. But I remember it showed like the clock, like how late it was, because we were in grind mode. It was just like trying to meet the deadline, the pressure of like, hey man, you got a release date, you got to turn it in. People are gonna be checking for it. I think it made some of the like Billboard charts for just some little dude out of Houston knocking out a little album.
that's
So
dope, man.
yeah, so we were all just all in this house, and so every room was something different. But we're photo shoot and what is it like? Oh, getting all the graphics ready, the posters, the music video, pick a single, get your features, all the paperwork. So it was intense for sure. Somebody asked how to celebrate being a Sancho for the first time. This is some Tío Juventino advice we're doing today.
Get that thinking cap on.
How to celebrate? Okay, Tío Juventino would advise you to keep the celebration light. You got to have your eyes on the prize. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You got to know how to navigate the Sancho space. You can't get in over your head and let your heart get too involved. You can't, the craft of Sanchoism.
No, heart is never involved if you're a Sancho.
Exactly. See, Marisol, the female, she let you know. When it's Sancho time,
on, bro, it is time to check the deuce. Ain't no feelings attached.
It is no strings attached
at all.
And sometimes Sancho's got feelings though.
I know, and they just need to drop it because you ain't a Sancho then.
Sometimes Sanchos get a little taste of that sweet poison.
You're not a Sancho. If you
ain't built for the Sancho life.
Exactly. If you start to catch feelings, you is not a real Sancho.
Okay then.
Pert.
My feelings got a little hurt. I'm not even a Sancho. I want to tell
a really quick story, y'all. So I knew somebody, or I know someone who's
sitting next to me,
who's gay.
Oh, okay, never mind. I don't know where this story was going.
Yo, I was like, you do not want to be gay.
I thought it was like a Sancho story.
It is about to be a Sancho story.
Okay, go ahead.
And he thinks women are beautiful, so he doesn't he's not one of them like women hater, type. But he was doing this woman, and the husband had no idea because he thought he was gay because he's gay technically.
Oh, so she was like the comadre, like
so that was like her gay friend,
and the husband had his guard down because he's like, oh
yeah,
he don't even like that.
They'd go hang out together. They'd go,
and all the while he was sticking her.
Yep.
Do it, baby, stick it, baby. Do it, baby, stick it, baby. Do it, baby, stick it. Stick it, baby. Do it.
You know what I'm saying?
So hey, you got to watch the little. What would you call those? The gay friend.
Yeah, I know they call the female Judy when you're their Judy. When you're like the best,
is considered the Judy.
The Judy, yeah.
That's weird slang, but hey, that's that's neither here nor there. Steph in the box, what's up, man? She's one of the capitanes. She says, how do you make sure the kids are raised in the spotlight with good values? Ooh, man. Well, number one, you got to raise your kids with good values and good a moral compass. That foundation has to be strong regardless if the parents are in show business, if regardless of all that. So if anything, that might make it a little bit more challenging because there's that aspect of like Oh, sometimes daddy might have to take a picture of his food for Twitter. You know what I mean? Or like, hey, we celebrated your birthday. We're gonna put it on Instagram.
It's
So
gonna
it's,
go on YouTube.
but not everything goes out to the masses. Not everything goes on YouTube. So you just gotta like really pick and choose and think about that, because you don't know who's out there and what, what I mean, what their intentions are. You got all these little private troll accounts,
Just one, two,
especially on
three,
TikTok.
1, 2, 3s
These little
with no
ABC, these
pictures.
little XYZs,
Why you
NPCs,
always wear pajamas?
always got something to say.
Why you always got your robe? Well, maybe because I'm gonna make robes, bitches, and I'm gonna go sell them on my website. Maybe that's why. You ever thought about that?
And you know what it is, so shout out to Doman.
Too early to
Shout out to
sorry.
Doman, young artist out of Houston. And I ran into him at a Concrete and Jerry Garcia's comedy show. And basically, it reminds me of what you just said, which is sometimes we come into this game, or we're somewhat public, right? Like you have a page, you're kind of putting yourself out there, or you're going live, you're putting yourself out there, and you coming at it from like, I'm a real MF. I got certain type of morals and street code, G codes, street principles. You know what I mean? And you try to bring that same moral compass to the world, or to I guess the social media game or whatever. And then you got people coming at you sideways, basically passing the line, carnal. Like almost like, bro, you would never approach me like that in real world, in the real life. Like you would never approach somebody like that in the street. You would never, because there's consequences on how you carry yourself and how you behave. But these NPC XYZ people, they get real brave behind the keyboard, and they like to try to like get under your skin and push your buttons and shit. Juan Perez went off on what was it, on RPT, Red Pill Tamales.
But that ain't an NPC 1, 2, 3 person. That's a legit member.
No, but
that's a real person.
No, so I told you the full story. Is he was hearing rumblings and murmurings over time from like probably no-name San Antonio comedians that want to have something to say. Like, oh, I see him rolling with Israel. I guess Israel just needed da 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 da. Or I guess Juan only over there with Ching on them because da 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 da. And so basically, all that is just culminating. But my whole point with that is, you got like low energy, low frequency people that like chaos and disorder, and they like to start stuff instead of building up others, like giving people props, like, hey man, I see what you're doing, I support you, good job, keep it up. You know what I mean?
Or it's okay to give constructive criticism. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm open to it. You know what I'm saying? Does it sting? Maybe. But how else do you get? And also, sometimes it does depend who it's coming from, though, because some people just be out there not really giving you. It's not really constructive. They just want to be little DICKs.
And at the same time, this is coming from a woman that when I was dating Marisol, somebody had said some shit, and then I saw the Spring Branch come out in her. I saw the Long Point Drive come out. I saw that Fiesta Mart on Wirt Road come out.
Damn, why you telling them everywhere? Where I grew up all up in there. Dang, they know all my hood.
She like, man, y'all shouting out my hood. Look, my baby is hood, and we were in California, and she was literally about to drop this woman because she passed the line, carnal. So my point is this: sometimes you carry yourself a certain way, you compose yourself, you have certain values and principles, and you can't have such high expectations for all these normies that's out here. You know what I mean? They get out of line, they pass the line, they disrespectful, they talking mess, and you just got to remember that you can't get yourself in trouble. Like Marisol did jiu-jitsu. You know what I'm saying? She do the cardio kickboxing. She know how to throw them bows. She know how to hit with the knees. She know how to do proper takedowns. She know about the ground and the pound. She know about the hammer fist, textbook hammer fist, all kind of trips and sweeps. But she let that lady make it. But she did get in her face first. She was like, "Call me the B word."
Well, then I started thinking about like, man, you were here to perform. The promoter's going to probably get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like all those thoughts were going to my head. I was like, do I really do this?
She was like, I'm Mexican.
Yeah.
They finna throw the book at me. And look, she got in her face. She said, "Call me the B word one more again." And the lady was like, I was just saying, Call me the B word one more again because that was there. Headbutt was there.
I was ready.
This top of the Marisol, the top of Marisol forehead.
She was being a bully.
She was talking mess, but
She was being a bully.
she
And
was trying to bully me.
we were walking away on top of that. Like we were like ignoring it.
And as we're walking out of that country club lobby, the lady's like, "And take that short bitch with you." And Marisol said, She did like Terminator 2.
I did like the Exorcist. My neck turned back real
like
quick.
an owl.
I said,
she said,
"Who are you calling a bitch?" I said, "You ain't calling me a bitch."
Word Road, Long Point, what it do? What's cracking lacking? The Dirty Branch. She was like, Dirty Branch.
I was like, man.
And that's when I fell in love. Okay, we got a super chat. Let's pull that up on YouTube. Joseph Supermax Rodriguez, Capitan of the Tamal Intelligence Agency, says, good morning, happy Friday, everybody. Let's have a great Friday. Speaking of jiu-jitsu, have either of you ever competed in any combat sport event? No.
I do wish I would have stuck with it. I do wish I kind of so when I was doing boxing early on, but I think boxing for women has never really been like
what?
It's just there's no opportunity there. I hate to say it.
Oh, like
there's
money?
There's no money. No one wants to see you.
Because Marisol was a boxing coach.
So I was I used to help my boxing coach the women's.
She used to spar boys.
I did, but that's how you learn because guys don't really care. So
cause sometimes you don't make that sandwich fast enough. Sometimes that coffee be cold, and you be having a.
So there was I know there was like nothing in boxing because I was like, no one watches. I'm just being real.
But they wanted you to like go amateur.
My coach did. He kept asking like, if you would just dedicate, like, come on. And I was just like, no, bro, like there's nothing here for me.
She like I have other talents and skills.
Like I need to go get a real job. Like I can't sit here and dedicate myself. Like this should have been something I started when I was 5, maybe. I don't know. Not as a teenager. Sorry.
You were a teenager when you were
so I was like 19, 20.
Oh,
19,
wow.
20.
Anais Gonzalez.
She went to your Arlington.
She was in Arlington. She's married to D-Lo 88.
Yeah.
She didn't leave a comment, just a super chat. Thank you, Anais. I appreciate that. Wait. She sent another one. Anais Gonzalez again. Shout out to everyone on this lovely Friday. You know what? I feel more awake now. I feel more positive. I was a little overwhelmed because, it's been like baby doctor visits
have been sick, by the way.
Baby doctor visits, and then they recognized me at the clinic. They're like, "Hey, man, I'm Navato Chingo Bling, huh?
Which one recognized you, babe?
La doctora, la mera doctora. Well, I don't know if a nurse told her to come ask me, but the doctor is the one that asked me. She like, "Hey, can you say Jew, Jew, Jew?" And I was like,
this pediatrician, y'all. I'm not gonna tell y'all who it is. But the reason we go there is because they're friendly. They're friendly.
They ain't trying to force you to.
They don't force you to do
put a whole bunch of mercury.
I'm not gonna say which one it is either, in case somebody reports them.
Yeah.
And try to say, oh, they don't be forcing. Sure don't.
And guess what? The powers that be, they're counting on the fact that there's a lot of normies that don't understand that the media is really state-sanctioned propaganda, and they know that the normies and the sheep are going to turn against, good old red-blooded Americans that just want a little bit of freedom.
Shout out to my RIP, my midwife who referred us to that place.
What? Yo, hold on. We're having super chat overload. We are having super chat
that's
overload.
What's up.
Super chat overload. Joseph, he said, hold on. Joseph Supermax Rodriguez. He said, bam, I got another super chat. He said, nowadays, women's boxing is blowing up huge, Marisol. And man, some of these females, boy, they done whip me bad in sparring. I mean, put the paws on me.
No, I'm not saying they ain't good at sparring. I'm just saying like they're never gonna have this HBO.
They're not gonna be like De La Hoya and win all this.
It's like the WNBA. Like
it's like women's soccer.
Well, no, I actually like women's soccer. Like that's actually interesting,
But
you
they
know.
be,
But maybe because I played soccer,
hey,
so perhaps.
what's the lady with the short purple hair rapping though?
Yeah. Oh
She's
my gosh,
hey,
she
as
gets on
soon
my
as she
damn
retired,
nerves.
she's like, yeah, y'all gonna have trans in the league.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
One more super chat, and then we're gonna get to some of these questions. Thank you, Joseph, man. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for always being on here. It's the Lolo88. The whole family sending super chats. Anais and now her husband Lolo88. He said, man, just donating to Chingo's toenail fund. And shout out to the Thea, the Thermal Intelligence Agency. Hey man, look.
Do not show your
hold on.
toenail right now.
For extra fee, if the super chat is right, I will take off this chancla.
Oh
right
my
now.
God, y'all.
If the super chat is high enough, we would turn this into Tonely fans.
Totally fans.
It's gonna be Tonely fans.
Well, you got a pedicure
I
recently, so it's not that bad, right?
And not only that, I've been putting some little medicine they brought me from Mejicles. So I don't know. I have faith in this one. What I don't want, this check this out, Lolo. This is what I don't want, bro. They got some pills out there. I think it's called Lamisil that'll help take care of whatever nail issues you're having. But man, that shit'll tear up your liver, bro.
And that's the only reason he won't
I'm
go.
scared. Like I feel like I might need my liver since I done tore up my lungs and everything else.
I keep saying, let's just make the appointment. Nah, they're gonna give me antibiotics, and then you start going on through the whole
I used
thing.
to have my tonsils,
and so I'm like, all right, well then I guess just keep living with the toenail. Then
you know what I'm saying? Hey, they like the toenail. Look, there's another super chat.
Oh my God,
my toenail just got a super chat. Okay, here we go. Jessica Peña Lopez.
Don't forget the hearing fund.
Yes, and my hearing aid. Which reminds me, I think I just need to maybe go to CVS first and just get some drops to just unclog whatever I got going on. So you would think, you know what? I think it's affecting my raps too, because if you can't hear as well, you might tend to overcompensate. And now you kind of doing some extra shit with your voice. Like you trying to be louder or something.
I just want everybody to know real quick
how damaged I am. Responsible for your genes. What is my fucked up ear?
I want everybody to know. If y'all are thinking, well, damn, does he not have insurance to go to the doctor? We absolutely do have insurance.
But I'm an artist and I'm used to.
And I want y'all to know that he just will not kind of go. But he is willing to go to the Cuban doctors that are like on every corner on the street.
Hey,
yet he has a PCP, just so y'all know. he legit has a doctor that he can go to.
Mucho pedo going
He's
on.
Like, I'm not going all the way over there. I'm not doing
out of pocket, de volada.
He's like, let's just do this out of pocket thing. I'm just like, all right.
I don't think I'm to the point to needing a hearing aid. I'm not to that point. I don't think I'm to that point. I just think I need to take my steps and unclog that bitch first.
But real quick though, you have been in the music industry for a long time.
And loud
speakers. Stuff. So perhaps a hearing test would not be a bad idea.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying?
So who could do that? The Cuban doctors? Like Clínica Hispana, Corazón Latino.
Not going there, bro. Okay. I'm gonna.
There's like a plethora, a variety of things that we probably want to look into.
That you should go to
and check out, including toenails and hearing aids.
But think about it though. All that time,
toenails and hearing aids.
They just asked you about your first album. You know what I'm saying? So, what year was that?
Oh man, that might have been like 03, 04.
Okay, what year album. Are we
That's
in
not
right
even
now?
Mixtapes. 2023.
Exactly.
And where was I at last night?
In the studio.
I would pull my verse out. Man, let me try to remember what I said last night. I don't know. I said some fly shit. I ain't gonna lie. I said some fly ass shit. Man, Juan, I don't even think you were in the studio when I was in there. Well, I guess y'all got to stay tuned for that song to release.
Well, let them just hear it.
I'm trying to remember.
Wouldn't that be better?
Yeah, I'll wait. So wait till they can hear it? Okay, I'm going to let y'all wait.
I mean,
because I was on there.
For the right price.
For the right price, you can see the toe and hear and see the lyrics.
If somebody really played to see the toenail, I will die.
They saw it on the Discord. That's how they knew.
I will die.
You know how they first found out? Because the agents of the Thea are intelligence agents. So they zoom in and crop out. And
they do so much.
They be looking in the background and shit.
Man, I'm just like, wow.
So I was trying to show off when I went to the range pew, 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 pew. And I had the me traje los papeles where you could see, you know what I'm saying, the clusters of how them things was pow pow. And I put it on the ground and I showed how them clusters was hitting that the body mass.
But your
I had my
toenail is
feet.
looking better though with the stuff my mom brought you.
Shout out to my mother-in-law. So even she know I got a jacked up toenail. So so I put the paper on the ground and I took the picture and I uploaded it to the Discord to the Thea because I was proud and I wanted some support because I thought they was my inner support club and they were like, look at your foot.
And then one time,
and it was Juan Big Stoner.
Oh,
he was the first one.
Would. Yeah, I could see him doing that.
He was the first one.
Yeah, he's got jokes for everybody. He ain't picked on me yet, and I'm gonna leave it like that. It needs to stay like that.
For sure. So real quick, man, Lizzo is trending. Y'all know Lizzo, man. Apparently she was Me Tooing people. The Me Too movement got real quiet when somebody that they have up like this. She's from Houston. And apparently, like, people think she's talented. I kind of only know like one song, but I don't know how she has a world tour and she's on the cover of all these magazines. But there's a lot of people in the world, and I'm sure they're fans.
Hey, babe, she got started on TikTok. Is that how she got discovered, or she did like a song and everybody used it?
You know what I think? I think she's a pawn for the body positivity movement. I think somebody said, "Oh yeah, we need a fat girl to blow up and prop her up." And so that we can get everybody else to want to be fat and make them think it's cool to be fat. So that's my theory. And the same way they build you up, guess what? This Lizzo, you need Jesus. Lizzo was out there doing stuff.
But what did she do? I didn't understand. Like, so she was having people like eat each other out? No. What?
So basically, they were like in Europe doing a tour, and somehow, some way, they must have had like a little private show with some sex workers. And these sex workers were launching things out of their hoo-hoo-ya. What we gonna call it?
The hoo-ha.
The hoo-ha.
That's what some people call
woo-ha. Out of the woo-ha. It was Wuhan. It sounded like Wuhan.
No.
And basically, they was putting bananas in the what is it? The woo-ha?
I don't know.
The hoo-ha. I think okay, they were the sex workers were putting bananas in there, and Lizzo was telling all her dancers, "Look here, you want to still be down with me? You better go eat that banana." And so now they're like, Lizzo, what are we doing? She's like, you know what it was for it even was. She's like, you on tour with me. I'm on cover magazines. I could replace you. And so, yeah, basically she's getting sued by some of these dancers. So moral of the story is this. Lizzo, you need Jesus. You need to get right with the Lord. And all these people just like to support air quote artists willy-nilly without really knowing if they solid or not. That's my issue. You know, all they knew was she was
had a
fat.
problem when she was trying to make being that okay.
The whole mainstream
we had a
narrative.
Whole conversation about this on my podcast, and I wanted it to make clear that it has nothing to do with, like, I know a lot of people think that
they're just like big is beautiful.
Yes, exactly. For me, it is a big deal because you know, it's not okay. People get mad when you use the word fat, but it is fat. Like, that is what it's called. Like, technically speaking, if you go to the doctor and you say, they'll say what? You have fatty what? You have a fatty liver. You have a blah, blah, blah. So the correct...
You insulin resistant.
Yeah. So fat is the correct term. One, let's make that clear. And then two, if you could see how you are causing more damage to your body by being that big, you know what I'm saying? You might just want to start taking care of yourself. Your heart,
your organs.
If you could see how hard your heart has to work to make that entire big body work, I mean, it's insane, y'all. Like, I don't know. And I don't know how that doesn't scare anybody.
Well, don't they got big girls now modeling like on like, I mean, everything is upside down. Like, for example, they'll have
upside down.
They'll have a bro. They will have. We're about to wrap up, y'all. They will have a transgender, biological male, female presenting, whatever y'all call these people. on the cover Sports Illustrated, bro. When I was a teen and I was coming up, you wanted that cover with Tyra Banks on the front. You wanted the cover with the actual female on the front. And now they putting biological males, slime in the ice machine. Is straight bamboozling
Okay,
people.
but wait a minute. Before we go, we have 1 minute.
Yes.
Okay, real quick, 1 minute. Did you see the reel I posted it on my Discord about the guy who is with a transgender female, and he's talking about that it's not gay? Who else? He's saying who else could relate to you than a man who's dressed up as a woman? What he's like, instead of being shamed for not being able to get hard, this person will understand. You know what I'm saying?
Who is this person?
I don't know. It was a reel. So he said that's not considered gay. And so my question to everybody on my Discord was,
why are you gay?
That I had never seen that clip, and when I saw it, I couldn't stop laughing.
The one that's like, why are you gay?
Yeah. Anyway, so I had posted it on the Discord and said, so does this make him gay? Because he says he's not gay.
And
he
said
that is, of course, everybody was saying
I'm surprised you didn't put Rob on the spot for one of his famous answers that Discord would have chopped up, taken out all the context to add to the compilation. Because you would always ask him stuff. Rob, for $100,000, he's like, hey, he's like, do I have to answer it? And you're like, I mean, 100,000, and then he's funny, and he'll give you a funny answer, and then the Discord takes it literal.
I know they be clowning him when we have conversations like that.
They're like, he goes 32 minutes.
Listen, y'all, if y'all been to the show and the joke about Chingo saying my wife will show me a picture of somebody.
Don't give up all the jokes. Yeah.
You know, that is legit. I really do that to him because I'm just like, some of those transgenders can really confuse a man. I've seen some where they're like this. They look real feminine.
Sí, pero no.
And she looked like hood. Like she had like that look. And she looked super fit, and she didn't have broad shoulders. That's what was trippy, because I'm like, damn, did she shave down her shoulders too? Anyway, her thing was like this, and the guy was on next to her, rubbing her arm, and then like she's like, he doesn't know I'm transgender. And I was like, damn, bro. And he looked like he was not gonna play around.
He couldn't look between the lines. He couldn't read between the lines, be like, something off. Something is off. But hey, man. We appreciate you guys getting up early on a Friday. Hey, today, get you some cafecito, whatever it is. If you need to take a moment out, you know what I mean? Like a little hot tea, or just go outside, clear your mind. Today is a perfect day to do it. So we can really go into this weekend with that good positive vibe.
And if you are struggling with something, just think about all the good stuff that God has blessed you with first, and then let your worries come after that.
Yeah, and absolutely. So we appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. We will see you Monday morning.
Get your coffee on chingobling.com.
That's right. If you enjoy Cafecito Time, please tell a friend. And I will see you coming up real soon. Ontario, California, Austin, Texas, and many, many, many more. Hit up the website. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.